Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man.
Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of All the Queen's Men. We are on season 3, episode 14, entitled Deja Vu. We are in the wake of Fuego's car being blown up, and he is absolutely outdone, as he should be. He realizes that shit's getting a little bit real, and something got to shake. And of course, Babyface strolls up at the last minute, being the absolute ass that he is, and rubs it in his face, and he's like, hey, I'm just glad that I parked far away from you. And he also goes on to make his own assumption, like, oh, well, I thought I was the only one dealing with a crazy, B word or whatever. But Fuego was like, listen, I don't even think that's the case. I think it could be anybody at this point. It could be Sandra's family, trying to retaliate against me. It could be the DA trying to take me up out of here because I'm not bending on giving them information about Madam. Hell, it could be Madam herself. It could be another attempt at her, getting another insurance policy on me. And so Midnight asks him, like, what do you mean? What do you mean insurance policy? And so he spills everything. He tells them, what happened with Sandra, and everything that happened with that, and the cleanup situation, and the pressure that the DA is now putting on him. And Midnight is like, that's cool and all. I hate that happened to you, my boy, but you just need to be reminded that we're still, you still better not turn on Madam. Like, all Midnight cares about is, buying people's loyalty to Madam. He also says that, listen, I was in the same situation, but Madam looked out for me. She's like family, so we're still trying to sell this whole family spiel. And she's going to have your back. Just keep her in the loop on everything, and she got you. And Midnight tells him, like, listen, whoever it was, they're good enough to get that bomb in there. So, which means if they wanted you dead, they would have had you dead. So, I think it's just a warning. Fuego was hearing them, but he ain't really hearing them. He's kind of detached from everything that's going on. Again, as much could be expected considering the circumstances. But Midnight, which confirms my suspicions. Like Midnight, Babyface, all other people that are locked in with Madam, they've already proved their loyalty. One, they've proved their loyalty, and two, I'm sure she has some sort of insurance policies on all of those people. Probably not Tommy, probably not Blue, because they don't give a damn. They're not going nowhere. They don't care, what the torture is, what's going to happen. They're going to ride with Madam till the wheels fall off. But for everybody else, she's always going to have some kind of, insurance policy, and, to make you buy your way into the game. So that's been confirmed. All right. Madam tells Tommy and Blue that Concierge wants to meet her somewhere tomorrow. And she plans on going by herself. Of course, Blue and Tommy, they're not having it. They're like, listen, you're not going over there. And she's like, well, if I said I am, then I am. They also think that, Concierge is behind all the hacking that's been going on with Fuego. And she knows that Fuego's not going to be able to take much more of this. So she needs to figure out a way to get him up off him, because he's becoming a liability. And, before she has to send him to the fixer, to the meat grinder, we need to go ahead and figure out, because he shouldn't be this deeply involved. So we got to figure it out. All right. Babyface goes to tell Madam exactly what just happened with Fuego's car. And she tells Tommy, like, listen, it's enough heat going on around here, literally and figuratively. So I need you to make the whole entire car just disappear. Get it out of here, make sure nobody else has seen it. And, we confirm that it was just Midnight and Babyface. People that are already loyal to the cause. So we're not really worried about it getting out. And now she has to go over to Fuego's house, apartment, whatever, to talk to him to kind of ease whatever shakiness that he currently has. After this, shit, I would be shaking too after all of that, but whatever. D.A. Davis, child, she is hooked on Doc, and I'm not talking about the doctor, child. She back, and she trying to act like that's not why she there, but girl, we know that's why you there. We know the man is knocking the dust, the cobwebs off, and that's okay. Just be honest with yourself. Just be real. Either way, we're gonna move right along. Madam is talking to Fuego, and she knows who might be behind the hacking. And he's like, okay, good. Like, who? And she's like, listen, don't concern yourself too much with who it is. Your problem is you ask too many damn questions. Don't worry about it, but I'm going to try to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. As long as you cover my back, I'll cover yours. and we won't have any problems. But while I'm here, let me give you an assignment. What you need to do: you need to hack into the camera footage at the hospital, whatever hospital. We're just gonna, assume that Tandy's hospital was at. I need you to get the 3rd floor from last night. I need to see exactly what's going on. He also tells her, like, listen, I think that some signals might have been compromised at Eaton, so I need you to get some signal scramblers. IT mumbo jumbo. I need you to do that at Eaton. And she's like, okay, thanks for the heads up. Further confirming himself to be loyal, which I never doubted him, to be unloyal, but, wholesome and willing to fold under legal pressure or by way of doing the right thing. That's where they're going to get him. That's where they're going to get him at. So hopefully this episode kind of shifted him more towards keeping his damn mouth closed. But we'll see. All right. Last episode, Amp just begging and pleading for Dime, baby, please, talk to me. And so she was like, listen, I'll stop by after work and, we'll have a conversation. So she goes to Amp's to talk, and she's not here for it. She's just giving all types of sass, all kind of attitude. What is it? Say what you need to say so I can go home. I'm tired. And he appears to be real soft-spoken and real nice these days and real demure and, very sober, might I add. He says he's going to AA and he's doing all these different things to get himself some help so he could be better for her and whatever. And he also wanted to tell her that she was right about him being out of control. And then he goes on to beg again for yet another chance, claiming that things will be different. And she's not sure that she can trust him. She doesn't really know who he is, so she can't believe all the word services that he's given. Like, he's just giving a whole bunch of words, and she doesn't know that. She can't be sure that they're going to turn into action or actual change behavior. And he tells her, like, listen, no, you don't feel like you know me very well, and honestly, I don't feel like it either. But again, I'm working, I'm doing what I can, and he proclaims his love, he professes his love. But she tells him, listen, I can't even tell you that right now. I can't even give you that back because I'm not there. Let's just take it slow. And he was just talking and begging and baby, please, baby, please. And they get the kiss and it's getting real hot and heavy. And she, she gets back to her level head. She's like, listen, I can't do this. I don't know that I can trust you. I'm finna go. It's still not no beef or whatever, but just not right now. Let me process all that's happened. And if I was a betting woman, I would believe that there's somebody out there that just said, oh, that is so nice. Amp is he's a changed man, Dime Hercules. Give him another chance. But me? No, ma'am. Because I was sitting there as he was talking, fighting back tears and all this stuff and this proclamation of love. I was counting the trail of dead women that are in his trail. And we're up to 2. The lady that died in the car crash that you admitted to, pressing the brakes on and accelerating the gas and ramming into an 18-wheeler or whatever it is that y'all ran into, professed that you did that on purpose. Your aunt just used her connections to get you off on that one, right? The lady in the locker room that got her head stabbed to the good brain matter because you know what he was doing. Now that was a little bit more accidental. However, you kind of got a history of women dying in your presence, and I don't give a damn about no AA or whatever it is. I can't be number 3. I'm not interested in being number 3. Maybe you could just be my homeboy, work at the club. Let's just go back to that and leave it at that. But maybe she's just used to it by way of being, in close relationship to Madam. She's like, all right, you killed a couple of people, but not me. Because she did ask her, like, at one point, like, hey, give me an example of something that I've done directly to you. Because you know that you've done things, just not directly to her, as if it's not outside of the realm of possibility for you and your anger, for your attitude. Whatever. Rayshawn is in the pokey. Rayshawn has been locked up for one day, and he's ready to go. He is calling, and his ass is in jail for Jack's murder. Here we go with dumb and the dumbest. She asked him, like, hey, you told anybody anything? You been snitching? Like, what's going on? He was like, no. I ain't saying nothing about nobody. I just admitted to them to beating Jack up, but not killing him. Again, you're talking too much. The lawyer ain't got there yet. We don't have your story together. And you was there for 12 hours and you done told every damn thing. But he tells her, like, listen, you were literally the only person that I could call, but I need you to bail me out. My bail is $250K, and Trouble's like, listen, I ain't got nothing on it, my boy. Like, I don't even know you that well to give it to you if I did have it. Which tells me you might be the dumbest. I don't know. It's between you and Rayshawn who the dumbest. Now, Champ, you might be dumber, but y'all fighting for dumbest. Because you barely know him, but y'all ran into somebody's house to rob, to avenge him, to do all these other things, but you don't know him by your own admission. So you got tied up in all this shit for somebody you don't know like that. Either way, I knew Trouble was gonna say that from jump. Either way, he sounded real pitiful. He sounded so pitiful and so sad. And so Trouble, gives him this little bit of solace. And she was like, listen, I don't know you that well, but I can see what strings I can pull. I'll see, what I can do to help you out. Now, we know Trouble, and she's full of crap, and she's not going to do anything to help him out. She does do the bare minimum, but we'll talk about that when we get to that part of the episode. All right, so Tommy calls Big D. Not Tommy. Madam calls Big D and tells him, like, all right, I got your first assignment for you. You need to show and prove, earn your keep around here. Tells him, like, hey, I need you to go find out how much Casanova has on Fuego and where he's getting his information from. And of course, he is just more than thrilled to go ahead and get that going for her. He's doing everything to try to vie to her and let him know that I'm loyal, I'm down, even though, I was just on the opposing team. I'm Team Madam. I'm with you. So, whatever. All right. Tandy is listening to the news, watching TV or whatever. Her and Babyface in their cake baking or whatever they got going on. And she hears that the polls are heating up, in favor of Tandy, Lily, whatever she want to go by. She's in the lead. And all Babyface really cares about is getting his new car. And okay, Tandy knows what the situation is. She knows, what his role is going to be in the situation. And she's like, listen, let's just take it easy. When I win, if I win, however this goes, I'm going to get you your car. I'm going to get you, but let's just live in the delusion for the time being. All right. So Big D is going in there to try to talk to Casanova, but before he can get to him, he overhears D.A. Rox talking to Casanova, telling him that Tandy, if she becomes mayor, when she becomes mayor, they're going to do everything they can to help her, that she's agreed to honor any agreements that she had with Jack, any pre-existing agreements that they had worked out. She doesn't really tell Casanova what those agreements are, but she was like, listen, I'm going to be able to do what I want. I'm going to be able to run rampant. So, and my first tasking is going to be to eliminate Madam. And, she's basically just poking her chest out. She's thinking she's got this in the bag. Don't know why, but she does think she's got this in the bag. And Casanova, he's not really trusting it. He's like, listen, I see Lily / Tandy down at Club Eden all the time. So do you think she's really going to be willing to give up, her people that are down there, or, what she enjoys the most? And D.A. Rox tells him, like, yeah, she might enjoy a little scripper man every now and again. However, she loves power and money the absolute most. And that gives me the inclination that Tandy is probably going to try to double cross Madam for the sake of, like she said, power and money. That's her greatest love of all. But I also think that Madam is going to be able to hold her head, because whatever she saw on that video, whatever she sees on that video that Fuego is going to send to her later is probably what's going to get Tandy, go cash in Tandy's insurance policy with Madam. So we'll see. All right. Big D rolls in like he didn't just overhear them talking. And Casanova said, listen, I can't provide you with no protection. You on your own. I see you when I see you, if you make it out of the basement. Whatever. So he's surprised to see that he's alive. And Big D's like, I was able to charm my way out of it. Blase, blase, blah. And then Fuego, he mentions Fuego under the guise of him being a good guy and him wanting to return a favor. And so he asks him, like, hey, ain't nobody here but me and you, Casanova. Like, where are you getting this information? However, Casanova is like, listen, I already told you, You be easy. You go have a good life. I ain't really got no information to give up. Like, basically acting like he has absolutely nothing on for you. Well, basically saying he got something on every single body, and you need to distance yourself from Madam in this place. And just don't come and asking too many questions. He didn't really give him anything. All right. Trouble goes to Champ, and they got their robbery plan all figured out for the night. They're gonna do it after they leave the club later on tonight. And she warns him, like, listen, don't mess me over like you did Rayshawn with the money, you know, from Tandy. And he was like, well, you don't do the same to me, because honestly, it was both of them like double crossing him. Like, Champ might have mentioned it first, and then Trouble came along and was like, well, you know, splitting it 2 ways is better than splitting it 3 ways. So, you know, I ain't got no problem. And then, you know, in the scene, Trouble does confirm to us that she has absolutely no intentions on helping Rayshawn. So, but what she will do is tell Madam and let Madam go get her boy out of jail, because I think Madam, she saved him before. She saved him for Tandy. And so, you know, now he's going to have to start buying his loyalty in, because she keeps having to bail his ass out of situation after situation. All right. Concierge texts Madam, because she never showed up to whatever their little rendezvous point, the address that he sent her. She never showed up. You know, maybe she thought, you know, she can always feel when something is off. She didn't really confirm why she didn't show up, but we're just going to make an assumption she wasn't with the shits. And he tells her, listen, I just wanted to let you know that there's literally no other protections that I can offer you. My father-in-law wants your head on the platter, and that's just it. And she's unmoved. She's unmoved by the threat, and she's like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Tell him to come get me. If you want me, just come get me. And that's the end of that. All right. Fuego calls her and tells her that he was able to get the hospital footage. He found some crazy stuff, and he sends it to her. Now, again, we don't know exactly what that footage is, but I'm sure. You know what? I don't know. Now that I'm confused, because she mentions DA Rocks and saying that they need to put a detail on the DA, which is going to be Rocks at this point, because I'm sure she already had somebody on Davis, considering she's with the, you know, down with the crew now. So I don't know if DA Rocks took Jack up off the map so that she could put somebody more gullible in the seat, which would be Tandy. Or if Tandy did it and them girls is in cahoots. One of them two took Jack up off the map, and, you know, Madam now has the video proof. That's my assumption. All right. Big D tells Madam that Casanova didn't come up off no information, but he was able to confirm, overhear and confirm that G.A. Rock says that Tandy is in her pocket. You know, information that Madam already knows. So he, you know, proved himself a little useless. You ain't really come up off nothing, but whatever. You get to live another day. And then that's when Madam tells Blue that, hey, we need to go ahead and get a detail going on who I presume to be D.A. Rocks, because she didn't say D.A. Rocks' name. She just said the D.A. You need to get a tell on her. And like I said, I don't know if that's because she saw something in that video that leads her to D.A. Rocks, but I'm sure we'll probably confirm that by next episode. In next episode, anyway. All right. Trouble gives Blue the info to give Madam about Rayshawn, and you know, Madam walks up and Blue gives her the information. Now she has to go handle the situation, and so she goes to the precinct with her $250,000 bail in hand. Let my boy free my boy from behind them bars. And D.A. Rocks decides she gonna sashay over and gloat about her relationship with Tandy, since they've been friends since high school or college, something to that effect. And Madam is like, oh, so you think you got this in the bag? You think she in your pocket? So you believe that she's in your pocket? Okay, whatever you think, but what I will tell you is that it's best for you to leave me the hell alone. Of course, she's not going to heed the warning, but she's still going to issue her the warning nonetheless. All right. Fuego is taken aback. He has to go see Madam immediately because he can't believe that she did what she did. What did she do? She got rid of that burnt car, and she bought him a newer, a nicer car. And he tells her, like, listen, you didn't have to do that. That's much, you know, it's all too much for me. You know, you didn't have to do all that. it's okay. I just thank you for handling the situation. And she tells him, like, yeah, I know it ain't easy, you know, being in service, being of service to me. I appreciate, she calls it a gift of appreciation for all that he's endured by way of being associated with her. And she claims to see his loyalty. Mind you, earlier in the episode, she already told Tommy, in Blue, if I'm not mistaken, that he is a liability. So I just think that this is another effort of hers, again, to buy his undying loyalty, which is probably what she's done with some of the other people in her spectrum. Now, of course, the other dudes in the dressing room gonna get jealous because they're looking like, well, hell, I'm loyal and I ain't got no new car. Like, what's really going on? But I'm sure she's bought their loyalty in some aspect or another, because remember, Doc, she probably got you off the charges with that girl, that baby mama that walked in front of that bus. Midnight, we don't know Midnight's backstory. Hopefully we'll get some of that at some point, but I'm sure, you know, people's loyalties have been bought at some, you know, by some way or another throughout this thing. All right, so Madam rolls up on Tandy in the club and ask her, like, hey, well, why does Z-Rox think that you're in her pocket when you are in fact in mine? And so Tandy tries to play dumb as usual, like, I don't know what you're talking about, madam. And she's like, well, actually, since we're here, I think that Z-Rox would be a benefit. She tells him, like, I think I have enough control to tell her, you know, to leave you alone if she gets too close to snooping around. I think, you know, I can control her. And she was like, listen, if you don't do what I asked you to do, Rayshawn is now indebted to me, which, bingo, there is her niceness comes with, you know, a price that potentially might have to be paid on the back end, or some favor that has to be cashed in on the back end. She threatens to take Rayshawn to the press if she starts getting a little too jazzy, because we know Rayshawn know everything that you did to him, you and Jack. So, you know, remember where your bread and butter coming from. And tells her, like, listen, your job is to fire Z-Rox the second you get in office, because she's not a benefit to me and I don't need her. And you know, basically just letting them know, like, you better act like you know. You better act like you know who's in charge. You see what I'm capable of. So yeah. So that's it. That was the end of the episode. Drop some opinions, some thoughts in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. Again, this has been season 3, episode 14. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is you feel like doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.